You know, some of the biggest stories out there aren't found in some dusty old archive. Nope. They're hiding in the most ordinary places, in the data of our everyday lives. So today, we're going to be data detectives, and we're on a mission to uncover a story hidden in a place we all know, and, let's be honest, usually dread: the city parking lot. Oh, you've totally been there, right? Circling the block again and again, hunting for that one open spot while the minutes just tick by. It's such a universal headache. But what if all of that frustration wasn't just a problem? What if it was actually a clue? What if, just by looking a little closer at the patterns of how we all park, we could find a clear path to a solution? That's exactly what we're going to dig into: how that everyday data holds the key to building smarter, less stressful cities for all of us. Okay, let's dive right in. See, for a city planner, parking isn't just about finding a spot for your car. It's this massive, citywide puzzle. And like any puzzle, the first step is always to gather up all the pieces. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single time a car pulls into a garage, every payment at a parking meter, every little sensor that goes off, that's a data point. Time, location, how long you stayed. Cities are sitting on an absolute mountain of this stuff. It's this constant digital river of where we're all going. And that's the real trick, isn't it? A giant spreadsheet full of numbers isn't a plan. It's just noise. So the mission for a data analyst is to step into all that digital chaos and find the melody, to turn that raw info into a real strategy you can actually use. So how in the world do they do it? Well, it's not magic, it's a method. It's a disciplined, three-step mission to find the story that's just waiting to be told inside all those numbers. Okay, so first things first, you've got to narrow your focus. You can't boil the ocean, right? So you pick a specific time frame, say 1 week, and a couple of really important parking lots. Then comes the magic part: visualization. This is where you turn those endless, boring rows of numbers into pictures, charts, and graphs that our brains can actually make sense of. And finally, you look at those pictures and figure out what they're telling you. It's all about finding the signal in the noise. All right, now for my favorite part. This is where the data really starts to talk. When you create pictures from the numbers, all these patterns that were totally invisible in that spreadsheet, just boom, they leap right out at you. One of an analyst's best friends is the scatter plot. Just think of it like a time-lapse photo of all the activity in a parking lot. Every single dot is a moment in time, showing how full the lot was at a specific hour. You're not just looking at numbers anymore. You're literally seeing the rhythm of the city as these dots start to form shapes and clusters. And when you look at the data, you see these two lots tell completely different stories. Lot A, that's your classic commuter hub. Its scatterplot would show two big, dense clouds of dots in the morning and evening rush hours on weekdays. But Lot B, that's the weekend wonder. Its activity just builds and builds to this huge peak on Saturday. All of a sudden, these lots have their own personalities, and understanding that is absolutely key to managing them right. So, while a scatterplot shows you every single moment, a box plot gives you the big picture. You could say if the scatterplot is the play-by-play of the game, the box plot is the final box score. It boils down all the data from a whole day into one simple shape, so you can see the typical range of how full it gets and compare different days at a glance. It's super useful. And by summarizing all of that data from the box plots, something just pops right out. Friday is the busiest day, and it's not even close. Now, this isn't just a fun fact. For a city council, this is pure gold. It makes them ask the right questions. Is it because of people running errands before the weekend? Or maybe everyone's leaving for long lunches? Knowing when the peak is helps them figure out why. Now, these classic charts are incredibly powerful on their own. But what happens when you team up human curiosity with the raw power of artificial intelligence? Well, the analyst suddenly gets a super-powered partner. This isn't about replacing people, it's about making them even better at their jobs. And working with an AI can be surprisingly simple. An analyst can just feed it the data and give it a straightforward creative challenge, kind of like this one. They're not asking the AI for the final answer, they're asking for a new way to see the problem, a new lens to look through to spot even deeper patterns. And the AI might suggest something truly brilliant, like a heat map. This one visual is amazing. It combines both the time of day and the day of the week, and it uses color to show how busy things are. So all of a sudden, you can instantly see these glowing red hot zones, like Friday afternoons. But just as important, you can also see the cold zones, the cool blue spots. And those are the perfect times for things like maintenance or street cleaning without getting in anyone's way. Okay, so we've got the charts, we've got the insights from both human and machine. What happens now? This is the final, and honestly, the most important step. Turning all of that brain power into real-world decisions that actually make the city a better place to live. Every single insight we just found now powers a specific strategy. Remember Lot A's commuter rush? Well, that data directly supports using dynamic pricing to manage that demand. The discovery that Lot B is a weekend wonder? That's a huge green light to promote it for concerts and festivals. And the heat map's cold zone in Lot A on Saturdays? That's your perfect data-approved window for street sweeping. The data doesn't just suggest what to do, it proves why it's a good idea. And this is really just the beginning. With AI, cities can stop just reacting to what's already happened and start proactively forecasting the future, predicting where the next big parking crunch is going to be, maybe months or even years before it starts. So the next time you're circling for a parking spot, just remember, you're part of this huge, invisible story. A story that, when someone knows how to read it, can help us build smarter, more efficient, and way less frustrating cities for all of us. And that leaves us with one last question. If we can use data to untangle a puzzle this messy, what other city problems should we take on next?